3 weeks out from arguably the biggest fight of the year, which is obviously the Fury-Usyk rematch or UsykFury rematch. We've just seen the video.
Yeah.
Anyone who's seen that video is a brilliant, brilliant video.
Epic.
Listen,
That's the best one I've ever seen.
Listen, anyone that's even not a boxing fan, if you watch that promo and you see that, you can't not be enticed.
I mean, this is, when we talk about Disneyfication of sport, that's the embodiment of it. That is a proper promotional video. Going into this fight, I mean, who are you backing, Anthony? Who do you think?
If I had to choose somebody, I would say Usyk again. Usyk again.
For rinse and repeat, because you don't think Tyson Fury can get the best version of himself in the ring?
I think Tyson Fury's got the attributes to beat Usyk. And I feel like if he is more serious, because there was times in that first fight where he did seem like he was playing around. He did seem like he was overly confident. But Usyk, from what I've seen, he adapts. And he was just in Fury's face for the whole fight.
You got a point?
No, go on. What are you going to say?
Well, I was going to say, we spoke about the changes. we spoke about the adjustments that we thought that he might need to make. But Dillian Whyte was on talkSPORT earlier on in the week or last week, and he had this view about what Tyson perhaps needed to do.
Yeah.
There are risks, but you need to smother him. No, the perfect example, fight him like he fought Steve Cunningham. That's how he needs to fight. That's how he needs to try and fight Usyk. Be dirty and never go. But I think Usyk, me and Tyson Fury is cool. We fought me and him is cool. Me and him's always been cool. But I just see it's a very hard task. You know, it's heavyweight boxing. You can't write him off and say, oh, he's going to lose again or this and the other, because he's shown that he's been on the canvas so many times. He got up and win. He's had rematch and, you know, he's been down and come back. You know, so he's been out, counted out and come back and got back to the top of the game again. So I've always said it about the man. He's a weirdo and he does weird things. You know what I mean? You never know what he's going to do, you know?
Do you agree with what Dylan's saying there, Anthony?
I do. The only thing I would say is we haven't seen the same Fury since them Wilder fights.
That's the worry.
All 3 fights he got knocked down, and they were heavy knockdowns, and he hasn't been... Them fights were his comeback, you know?
Well, do you not think that, given that you went in against Dylan, who was the mandatory and completely outclassed him, and then gave, with respect to Derek, who put Usyk through a difficult fight, a 12-round beating, are we not only talking about a piss-poor performance against Ngannou and the issue of Usyk, rather than just simply saying that he's not been the same fighter since Wilder?
It's when he gets hit.
I think we're talking about also when you're talking about levels and where each set of fighters sits in this heavyweight division, and you've got your elite and you've got your challengers, etc., and you just see the gulf in levels with that. And I think that, and hit on some brilliant points there, you know, with Tyson Fury, that if Tyson Fury can rediscover but you're going back to like Klitschko 2015, those sort of times when you're talking about movement, there's rumours circulating actually he's going to come in a lot heavier for this one. Will that be his undoing doing that? You know, because if he's looking to bull him, I think you're playing into Usyk's hands. Maybe he has to set the traps. He's good at doing that. Draw Usyk in. You saw that uppercut you threw in the 6th round. Draw him in, let those sort of shots go, then pounce on him. That may be the way to do it, as opposed to trying to bull him.
Have you removed your arse from the fence? Or are you still sort of sitting there pontificating about if my aunt was my uncle? Have you made a more of a definite viewpoint of what you think this fight's going to look like?
No, definitely got splinters on my arse right now, because I'm still definitely on the fence with this one, as in who wins and who doesn't win, because I can see a way that Fury does win it. Right now I'm leaning towards Usyk, as in because you just go with the way that he is. Fury's good in rematches when he goes back. He genuinely is a better fighter. But you're talking about Alexander Usyk here, who's great at adjusting as well. And that's that's the difficult thing. It's still very much a 50-50 fight. I lean towards Usyk to win the fight still.
Do you boys think, and I know it sounds like a really stupid question, but I'm going to ask it anyway, because you know the minds of fighters. Given the fact he's lost, and he's never lost before, and given the manner in which he talked about Usyk as a rabbit and a middleweight and God knows what else, do you think Tyson, and the fact that he's also accepted now, he has said it himself that he lost the fight. Prior to recent times, he didn't think he lost that fight. He now said at the press conference in London, where they said virtually nothing to one another, but he did say that he thought he'd lost the fight. Do you think deep down in his bones, Fury thinks he can win this fight?
I do, and then hit on another valid point there as well. When you say that he was around a little bit at the beginning of the fight, and that may have cost him those close rounds where the fight could have gone the other way, he now knows he's in a fight where he can't do that. He can't get away from that. And maybe that his mindset will be different, and losing as well may give him the kick up the arse that maybe he would have needed. And that's why I think that we might see a completely different Tyson Fury to the one we saw in that first fight, and that could be the difference between winning and losing. So, yeah, definitely.
That's true, but I also can see that being his undoing.
Right.
Because I feel like when Fury is a bit like elusive and he looks like he's messing about, but he's doing things which are working, if he goes in there too serious, that will play right into Usyk's hands. Because Usyk will see certain things he's trying to do. Instead of him scratching his nose and throwing a crazy jab, he's going to speed it and trying to outbox Usyk. And Usyk will just be side to side, stepping in. So I feel like it's such an interesting fight.
It's going to be fascinating, isn't it?
So fascinating.
Fascinating.